What's going on, everybody? Nazdarachi back again with another episode of Relic Review. Tonight's hopefully going to be a good night. It's a brand new Final Fantasy VI event, a love for all time. Final Fantasy VI being one of my most favorite Final Fantasy games, if not my favorite. It is mostly focused around Celes and Locke, the first banner favoring Locke more heavily, and the second banner is going to be more based around Celes. As well, you have the 80 and 120 difficulty Conquest Raid dungeon that released. Get some 3-star motes and some growth eggs. It is a hybrid magic and physical battle. Keep that in mind when you're going into it, but it should be pretty easy for you to just clear out. The dungeon description recommends you leave one of his adds alive so he can't use his Grand Delta attack. That aside, we got two pieces of information real quick. The first one is that the second phase of Orbfest is going on. If you didn't already notice, it is Power, Non-Elemental, and Wind Orbs. So be sure to try and knock out all 5 stages of that for your Mithril. And hopefully you get a bunch of giant cactars to spawn. I wish you good luck with that. Second piece of information being that in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, we should be getting our first super lucky Relic Banner here. It's the 25 Mithril half-off Medica banner. Could be worth checking out if you don't already have any good Medica or Team Heal effects, but I already have some decent Super Soul Breaks and Burst Soul Breaks for Medica, so for me, it's really down to the blink effects. I'm not 100% sure I want to draw on this first banner or not, but I may do it. I haven't decided yet. So with those two pieces of information aside, there's not too much else going on with Second Anniversary they didn't know yet, just that first draw coming, so pay attention to that. And let's check out the Relic Banner here. Now your first item is going to be a Overstrike Soul Break for Locke. It is a dagger, or Gladius if you want to be specific. 158 attack. It does have a small boost to holy damage that's constantly in effect, so you don't need synergy. Very similar to the Excalibur swords in the game, with just marginally less attack power. Your Overstrike Soul Break here is the Miracle of Kolingen. It is massive range physical fire and holy damage to one target, can break the damage cap, and has reduced delay. Now, I'm going to rate this Overstrike as slightly above average for a couple reasons here. Chiefly, the reduced delay can be pretty useful, especially compared to other characters that take forever to do soul breaks. This one should roll out pretty quick. As well, deal massive ranged physical damage, so it will hit those certain bosses that are a pain in the ass and you can't use close range attacks on. It will probably do a little bit less damage because it's a dagger, but the animation looks really cool with Locke's ex-girlfriend, content that predates the actual events of the Final Fantasy VI game. So all in all, I do kind of like this item. I don't really want this one specifically. I really would much prefer Celes's Overstrike Soul Break, so cross your fingers that we don't get this one and we get the one for Celes in Banner 2 instead. It looks like you have about a 1.00 even % chance to pull this dagger in your draws. Moving on to the next item here, we have Locke's Burst Soul Break, the Thief's Knife. No constant bonus effects whatsoever, 118 attack, no other stats, and the Burst is your Mirage Phoenix. Deal 5 range physical fire and holy attacks to all targets, temporarily lower their fire resistance, and grant haste and burst mode to the user. The skill set here seems to be roll out all types of fire debuffs to the enemy, and then infusing himself with fire so that he can then roll out into his Overstrike. So depending on whether you pull his Super, Burst, or Overstrike, hopefully some combination of those will add some functionality to all this for you here. But the fire and holy attacks, those will be useful when they're useful, but a lot of enemies are resistant to fire damage. Burst ability's Mug Weapon. Deal physical damage to one target, temporarily lower its attack and magic a small amount, and temporarily raise the user's attack and magic a small amount. So because he's a thief, it is going to be not a bargain-based skill, instead he's just stealing the enemy's stats. So you're going to want to lead with Mug Weapon, and then Phoenix Buffet, Tasty Fire and Holy Buffet here. deal 4 physical fire and holy attacks to 1 target. So you will want to just lead with Mug Weapon into spamming Phoenix Buffet into hopefully his Overstrike if you use Locke. All in all, it complements what he has going on, but it is not a super ultra useful Burst Soul Break. I don't know, it's decent. All in all, you have about a 0.25, very low % chance to pull this item in your draws. Hopefully, as more people start generating data, that might go up a little bit, but it seems like they don't really want you to pull that one. Next up here is Setzer's new Burst Soul Break from the Death Strike Darts, 120 attack, thrown dart weapon, and has a bonus effect, small chance to instantly KO. That has mixed results, honestly. A lot of bosses and high-level enemies are almost always resistant to instant KO, but it does shine when you're taking out trash mobs, for instance. The Burst Soul Break here, mostly Mega Flare, deals 7 ranged physical attacks to random targets and temporarily lower their attack and magic a large amount, and grant haste and burst mode to the user, with a small chance to double the attacks to 14. So that could potentially be extremely useful, but either way it is pretty useful. The debuffs from this will stack nicely with other debuffs in the game. As well, Locke's Dagger, some of his debuffs are very stackable also. So Setzer, being the primary support character, does get some reasonable debuff maneuvers here. Card Trick, Burst Command 1, deal ranged physical damage to 1 target and temporarily lower its attack and defense a small amount. And Magic Mystique, deal ranged physical damage to 1 target and temporarily lower its magic and resistance a small amount. So different breaks, different situations. He is a support character. This is a pretty decent soul break here, so it definitely won't hurt for synergy or really any other need. Setzer's a pretty cool character, so I wouldn't mind getting this one, but Edgar's Burst Soul Break is the one I really want. The percent chance to get these darts right here seems about 0.75%, so also very low, lower even than the Overstrike. Moving on, this is the item here. This is the one that I really want just because I use Edgar and I think he's a pretty cool character, and also I like poison damage. It is his cloak here, light armor, so it has identical stats to like every other light armor in the game at 17 attack, 113 defense and resistance. No bonus effects related to poison, sadly, but I do still want this guy anyway, just for this Burst Soul Break here. The Bio Chainsaw deals 6 physical poison and non-elemental attacks to all targets with a high chance to poison them. Not terribly useful, but cool. Temporarily infuse the user with the power of poison and grant haste and burst mode to the user. I really want this mainly because of the infuse the user with the poison. It will lead into his AoE OSB that I have quite nicely, so hopefully I do pull this item here. Burst abilities Bio Attack, deal 4 ranged physical poison and non-elemental attacks to 1 target, with a chance, small, to poison, blind, and silence it. Bio Bomb, deal 2 ranged physical poison and non-elemental attacks to all targets, with a small chance to poison, blind, and silence them as well. There are no bargain abilities or any stat boosting attributes to these burst commands, so they're not the greatest, but they are ranged and they have a lot more hits on them than some of the burst soul breaks we saw in the Final Fantasy II banner. So all in all, not terrible. Again, I really just want this for the animation and mostly for the infuse user with the power of poison. It seems like your percent chance to draw this is about 1.25% chance, so cross your fingers and hope we get lucky. Now we're dropping down to the Super Soul Breaks here, and Locke's third item on this banner. Another light armor. Stats are identical to Edgar's cloak, and as well, no bonus effect. Southern Cross, Super Soul Break, deal 8 ranged physical fire and non-elemental attacks to 1 target, and temporarily infuse the user with the power of fire. This is his least useful soul break so far on this banner, but again it does complement what he's doing here with fire, so infusing the user with the power of fire will increase the power of his Overstrike and Burst Soul Break, but realistically you want the Burst Soul Break and the Overstrike. All in all, you have about a 1.75% chance to pull this jacket here, and we want Edgar, so no Locke. Next item has been in the game for a while here. Super Soul Break red card, the Death Tarot for Setzer again here. No bonus effects, 117 attack. Pretty standard for a thrown weapon. And the Super Soul Break is red cards, like I said, been around in the game for a decent little bit here. Deal 7 ranged physical attacks to random targets and temporarily full break them. As well, you have a small chance to do double the amount of attacks up to 14 also on this Super Soul Break. Personally, I like this a lot better than Locke's Super Soul Break, and I have Roaming Warriored it before. It's not bad. You have about a 2.24% chance to draw those cards for Setzer. Next item is the Chocobo Brush for Realm here. Healing item, 155 attack, 100 magic, and 123 mind. Super Soul Break Portrait of Lakshmi. Restore a large amount of HP to all allies and grant them major regen. It's a reasonably good healing Super Soul Break for synergy, but it kind of falls short of other healing or medica effects in the game. I really don't want to draw this, but that's probably what I get stuck with. Hopefully we get some good luck. But it seems like you have about a 2.74% chance to draw this item here. So next item here is Sabin's Armlet. We've got 26 attack, 18 magic, 94 defense, 90 resistance, and 19 mind. Kind of awkward stats for this particular monk character, Sabin, but I don't know, it is whatever. And the Super Soul Break is also kind of interesting. Restore a moderate amount of HP to all allies proportional to their max HP. Temporarily raise their defense a large amount, and cast Asuna on them. It's very weird. The whole Super Soul Break is a giant technical play, and Sabin is not supposed to be really a healer at all, so I don't know. This is an awkward item. Not really good, but can be useful for synergy. If you're using him for your defense buffer, I guess. I don't know. I hope I don't get this item, but it seems like you've got a 1.5% chance to draw it. It confuses me, kind of. Not really, but it's just a weird item. And next item is for Realm again, the Luminous Robe. I already have one of these, but I tend to just use it in other situations. Defense 87, Resistance 133, Mind 17. Bonus effects are non-existent. Unique Soul Break, Brush Up. Grant haste to all allies and temporarily raise their critical hit chance a large amount. A haste Tega and crit Tega is honestly a pretty good effect for a unique Soul Break. I don't really have any interest in using Realm, but like I said, I already have this dress and I tend to just use it on other people for synergy, you know, my real healer. I don't know. Like I said, that is kind of a useful effect for your unique Soul Break, but I don't really want to use Realm. Seems like you have about a 1.25% chance to pull this robe. And that is the final item here. So let's go ahead and start with our 100 gem draw, because if we happen to pull Edgar's Burst Soul Break, we can just stop here. So cross your fingers, guys, that we pull Edgar's Burst Soul Break off this. But of course not. Get some 3-star doo-doo. Alright. Well, they've conned me into it. They didn't want me to be super ultra lucky with that 100 gem draw, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and do it. There's tons of stuff on here I don't really want, but Edgar's Cloak. Edgar's Cloak. Come on, cross your fingers for Edgar's Cloak. So hopefully we get Edgar's Burst Soul Break. That's what we're shooting for here. That's what we want. We got 2 out of 11. It's not... Makes me kind of nervous. Ugh. Well, the Death Tarot is actually not terrible. So I don't really mind getting that one. There's another 3 draw here. Oh yes! Thank the lucky stars. So the paid draw did not come through with gems, but the 3 draw with no guaranteed chance. Now that's the only item that I wanted out of this banner. It did cost me 15 extra mithril on top of my 3,000 gems, but man, I'm glad. Wow, that's pretty lucky. So I am happy about that. Whew. That was the only one I really wanted on this banner, so we're done here for this go round. The The rest of my mithril is being saved for the second banner because I do want some good stuff for Celis as well. All the second anniversary stuff is about to hit us here, you guys. So in the meantime, I hope you guys have positioned yourself in a favorable way so that you can get some of the items that you really want. I hope you guys like this relic overview as well. Feel free to sub the channel and stick around if you want to catch more episodes. I do about 2 a week for Banner 1 and 2. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great evening. I will be catching you guys soon, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a good evening. Peace out, you guys.